consistently been at the forefront of technological innovation. Nonetheless, our adversaries, especially China, are working overtime to undermine us. Over the past 100 years, the United States of America has catalyzed the world's most consequential technology breakthroughs, from putting mankind on the moon to unlocking a whole new digital frontier. Americans didn't just invent, we built. We turned those big dreams into real-world breakthroughs, securing a long and prosperous period of economic might and global leadership. But after a century of wins, we cannot become complacent. Over the past 20 years, those in power in Washington have looked the other way as China initiated a comprehensive industrial espionage strategy. They're not hiding it either. The Chinese Communist Party, through its Made in China 2025 plan, has made crystal clear its goal to eliminate U.S. technological leadership in critical industries. We need to be more clear-eyed, folks. China desires nothing more than to surpass the United States technologically and militarily. They want to impose their authoritarian ideology on the world and destroy the West. If we want any shot at preserving America's leadership and warfighting capabilities, we have to lock down our innovation pipeline. The truth is, America has left its door wide open, effectively inviting our adversaries to take advantage. As a result, sensitive industries have become vulnerable to exploitation, allowing countries like China to use well-known techniques, including talent recruitment programs, to steal our innovations. The CCP forces innovators across our vibrant startup economy to hand over trade secrets and intellectual property as a cost of doing business. They invest in American firms, not to help, but to scheme, snoop, and steal. The United States Trade Representative and FBI estimate intellectual property theft by China costs our economy between $225 to $600 billion per year. The Small Business Innovation Research, or SBIR, and Small Business Technology Transfer, STTR, those programs are no exception. In 2021, the Pentagon first sounded the alarm, revealing the pervasive exploitation of the SBIR program by foreign bad actors, and recommended a foreign ties due diligence review process for applicants. That's why, through the SBIR STTR Extension Act of 2022, I fought to establish a framework to identify the extent of foreign risk, vet each company coming through the doors, and stop awarding awards to malicious actors. It was a strong start, but it isn't enough. Congress must take further action to secure the critical technologies being cultivated in these programs. In fact, my recent report on this subject showed that 64% of applications flagged for foreign risk were still eligible to receive taxpayer dollars. That's unacceptable. I ask unanimous consent to enter this report into the record. We cannot afford to keep investing taxpayer dollars to develop and deploy our best homegrown technologies while failing to safeguard them against theft by our adversaries. This is why earlier this year I introduced the Innovate Act. It would tighten our defenses, standardizing foreign ties, due diligence, and SBIR across participating agencies, and giving agencies more muscle to claw back award dollars when our national security is threatened. It's just common sense. Let me be clear. This is only a first step. The disturbing reality is that China is already conducting economic warfare in our homeland by targeting our farmland and critical infrastructure. Excuse me. If we want to win the next century and beyond, we must protect our innovators, our intellectual property, and the technologies that will shape our future. I'm looking forward to hearing from our expert witnesses today on the scale of these threats and response measures for Congress to consider. I now recognize Ranking Member Markey for his opening statement.
Yep. Thank you, Madam Chair, very much. From the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, Massachusetts has been at the epicenter of innovation for our country. Although I will say that I'm only here because Thomas Markey left County Armagh to go to Dover, New Hampshire, where the Industrial Revolution was raging and ultimately moved to Lawrence, Massachusetts, where even larger plants were being built. And over the years, Massachusetts has been powered by the world's top universities, research institutions, strong public and private investments, and the best trained and brightest individuals that can be found in our country and around the world. The biggest threat to our innovation ecosystem, both in Massachusetts and across the entire country, is not coming from abroad. It is coming directly from 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. It is coming directly from the White House. We all agree on the importance of research, security, and protecting our technology from China's espionage. There's no doubt that American technology needs to be protected from foreign adversaries. But right now, it is President Trump himself who is killing American innovation, and China is reaping the benefits of those decisions. Over the past 7 months, President Trump has launched an all-out attack on higher education, threatening to withhold billions of dollars from universities that do not bend to the will of the administration. Proposed dismantling the Department of Education, beginning with laying off half of the department's workforce. Gutted programs, grants, and staff for research and development at the U.S. Department of Agriculture, the Department of Energy, the Environmental Protection Agency. Slashed the National Institutes of Health budget by 40%. That's research in Alzheimer's and in diabetes and Parkinson's, cancer research, and laying off thousands and thousands of researchers. And it has gutted the National Science Foundation by 57%, and NASA by 24%. Repealed the Inflation Reduction Act for wind and solar, all-electric vehicles, battery storage technologies. China looks at us and they are saying, why are you gifting us with the clean energy future for the world and the biotech future for the world? Those are the industries of the 21st century. Why? What did we do to deserve this gift from the Trump administration? And it has also even canceled previously awarded research grants, including one to Boston Children's Hospital that was searching for a vaccine to fight all coronaviruses. And he is restricting foreign students from enrolling in universities and creating such a hostile environment that future innovators and researchers are choosing to take their talents elsewhere, including just staying in China. President Trump is taking America's crown jewel and handing it to China on a silver platter. Our federal government plays an outsized role in ensuring America has a competitive edge against the rest of the world, including China, whether that be through grants, contracts, funding for universities, friendly immigration policies, or robust agency funding. In 2022, 41% of basic research in the United States was federally funded, while only 35% was funded privately. Additionally, nearly a third of this federally funded research was performed at universities. These attacks and cuts to innovation will not result in a greater, stronger, wealthier America. In fact, President Trump's proposed 22% cut in research and development funding could shrink the U.S. economy by almost 4%. The last time we saw such a setback was during the Great Recession. With China on our heels, instead of attacking universities, gutting science-based agencies, canceling research grants, and dissuading the best and the brightest from around the world from moving here, we should be doubling down to ensure that the United States can continue to lead the world in innovation. So yes, I agree with my Republican colleagues that we must protect our innovation and research that is being produced here in America. But we also must make sure that we have something to protect. And I look forward to hearing from our witnesses today about the importance of investing in and protecting American innovation. And thank you, Chair Ernst, for holding this hearing.
Yes, and thank you, Ranking Member Markey. And again, my apologies to our witnesses. They have called a second vote, and because we don't have other members present, I think we will go ahead and recess. We will come back. Have you voted, Josh? You have voted. Would you rather we go ahead and do?
Keep going.
Okay, we'll go ahead if Senator Hawley will hand the gavel to you so we don't have to recess. and we'll have the witnesses proceed. So if you want to go ahead and vote, Ed, I'll read our introductions here so that we can start with our witnesses. I apologize. We've got a lot of votes lately. Again, I want to extend a warm welcome to all of our witnesses, and I'll go ahead with introductions of those witnesses who are testifying here today.